Hello students, I hope you are doing well, studying properly and learning all your concepts. Origin of mirror. When you are getting ready for school, you watch yourself in a mirror. The driver of your school bus constantly keeps an eye on the rear view mirror. A mirror is now an integral part of your life. But have you ever thought कि ये mirror आया कहाँ से या फिर कितने centuries लग गए to make a mirror? Let us find out in this chapter. What's a mirror? A mirror is much more than a looking glass. Haven't you ever caught your reflection in a highly polished table, admired your image in the handle of a new sofa, greeted your reflection in a metal plate with a smile and a nod? Sometimes we see reflective surfaces here and there and we look at our face. So, the looking glass can't claim an exclusive right to the name mirror. The looking glass is not the only mirror. Anything that reflects is a mirror. Do you know how the primitive man discovered a mirror? Let us find out. He has a hearty meal. He feels thirsty and heads for the pool. He had a meal, now he was feeling thirsty, so he went to the pool. He reaches the pool and sits on his haunches, bends low and starts to drink in the water. Then he sees a stranger staring at him. The primitive man, he gets scared. He reaches out for the staunch club and hits the surface with it. The water eddies. The stranger who was giving him a close look quivers and he vanishes. But soon the eddies disappear. The surface of the pool becomes calm and the stranger is there in the pool again. The man is puzzled. It takes him some time to realize that the strange figure in the water is not real, it's his reflection. So once an early man, he went to drink water and he saw his reflection in the pool, in the water pond, and he got scared. He brought a stick and he hit the water. So the water started making swirls and circles. Now when these circles were made, he realized that it was his only reflection and not a strange man staring at him. The pool perhaps is the first mirror known to a man. It was the first mirror known to the man. Soon man notices other reflecting surfaces. Soon he started noticing different reflecting surfaces. It has snowed for days. The primitive man walks to the pool. The pool had turned to a sheet of bright ice. It reflects his figure. He makes an effort to find out. His reflection appears on very smooth surfaces. Man reflects. Reflects also means to think. Soon he gets the message, every well-polished surface reflects. Anything that is very properly polished reflects, he finds out. Man tested his theory. He got hold of metal, polished it, and to presto, he could see his reflection. Perhaps it was the first man-made mirror. It was a metal which is highly polished and it was the first mirror. In 212 BC, the Romans laid siege to Syracuse. The blockade of the port caused immense trouble to the state of Greece. King Hieron consulted his courtiers. King asked his courtiers, I have an idea. Maybe it will work. Archimedes' face crinkled with a smile. Get down to work, my dear friend. Ask for anything that we have and you will have it, the king assured Archimedes. Archimedes got hold of metal workers. He called whom? He called the metal workers. Produce 100 curved brass plates. Polish them till you can see your face in them, he told the artisans. They worked day and night and soon the plates were ready. Archimedes asked for volunteers, gave each of them a plate and put them through the drill. They practiced for hours. Finally, they knew how to take the sunlight on the plates and reflect it on a chosen spot. So now Archimedes made the people take those brass plates, hit them with sunlight and reflect them to a very particular spot. Next day was bright and sunny. Archimedes led the group of men to the seashore. He made them stand facing the sun, holding the plates against the sun. The rays hit the plates and bounced back into the Roman boat that lay close to the shore. Instantly, the wooden boat burst into flames. जैसे ही सन की सारी रोशनी वो प्लेट पे पड़ी, वो बोट पे पड़ी, what happened? The boat burnt into flames. बोट जल गई. The Romans were quite surprised. They did not know what has caused the fires. Soon quite boats were burning. The Romans saw the small group of men standing on the beach waving what looked from the distance to be shields. This is sheer witchcraft, the captain of a boat said. The captain of boat said that they are doing some witchcraft, they are doing some sort of magic. The Romans gave up the sails, sailed off in the few boats that had escaped the fire. Archimedes had the power of the mirror to save his people. Archimedes used the mirror to save his own people. Mirrors made of metal, however, posed a problem. Their shine did not last long enough. The metal turned to dull because of oxidation. What happened? The metals combined with oxygen and उन पे एक layer आ जाती थी जिसकी वजह से वो dull हो जाते थे. So the mirror had to be polished on regular intervals. This was a very big problem. कुछ time बाद 1300 AD में glass entered the scene. Someone in Venice tried to mix tin foil and mercury to coat the back of a plain glass. Somebody in mercury, what they did in Venice, they used tin and mercury to cover back of a plain glass. The coated glass reflected objects very clearly and retained its shine for much longer. It retained its shine for even longer. Now mirrors come in all sizes and shapes. आजकल mirror हर size और shape में आते हैं. These are full length mirrors mounted on dressing table, small mirrors fixed on wall, above wash basin, portable mirrors with stands that fold or open according to our need. Basically, they are talking about the different types of mirrors. The mirror always plays false, but the mirror always plays false. It turns right into left and left into right. So every time you stand in front of the mirror, your right profile is on your left and your left is in your right. How you wish you could have a special mirror that shall show you as who you are. Paul Fetko of Georgia had this wish too. He went into action and came up with a true U mirror. It is a combination of two mirrors held by a hinge. When you combine two mirrors by a hinge, a true mirror was made. One mirror produces the reverse image. It turns the right into left and vice versa. और उसके बाद second mirror it picks up that image and turns the left into the right, reversing the image और फिर वो सही हो जाती थी. Leonardo da Vinci, the famous painter and innovator, used the power of mirror to keep his ideas secret. He held a sheet on which he had written his ideas in front of the mirror. Then he copied the image that the mirror presented. He retained it and destroyed the originals. Thus, he recorded his findings and yet kept them secret. So, Leonardo da Vinci क्या करते थे? He used to write his findings on a sheet of paper, put them in front of a mirror and now recorded them, writed them in the mirror form. Then he would destroy the original document. ऐसे उनकी writings क्या? उनकी writings बच जाती थी और पर उनका काम किसी और को दिखता भी नहीं था. Flat mirrors don't distort. जो flat mirrors होते हैं वो distort नहीं करते. The power what you find in mirrors with curved surfaces. But with curved surfaces, curved mirrors, you have power. They bulge out like the convex mirrors or cave in like the concave mirrors. And these are called what? Spherical mirrors. When you find spherical mirrors at home, in the kitchen, to be more precise, pick up a spoon that is well polished and examine it. आपको क्या दिखेगा कि आपका face क्या हो जाता है? एक side पर अगर आप देखो तो आपका face lean और long हो जाता है और convex side से देखो तो आपका face short और stout हो जाता है. This shows what? The power of a convex or concave mirror. What you see is a cartoon. Who is the central figure of the cartoon? You, of course. You become a cartoon in the mirror. Have you been to fairs? Some also have a special enclosure with magic mirrors. Here stand spherical mirrors of all types. यहाँ पे बहुत type के spherical mirrors होते हैं. Every time you look in one mirror, you feel very funny. One mirror makes you like a lean pole and another turns you into a barrel. You look like a clown, a caricature. Mirrors are your friends too. You are driving a car. When you are driving a car, you need what? You need mirrors. You see the traffic ahead of you, not the traffic at your rear. तो आप क्या करते हैं? You use rear view mirrors. These are fixed on either sides of the car and also above the dashboard. इससे क्या होता है? These give you directions and they help you look at the reflections and adjust the speed. You got a haircut. The barber completes the job, and what he does, he holds a mirror at the back of your head and the mirror reflects in the mirror in front of you so that you could see if the barber has done a good job. Have you ever heard of a blind corner? It is where the road takes a sharp turn, a hairpin bend. What happens? The road takes a sharp turn and you cannot see who is coming from the front. You approach the corner along the road. You can't see the oncoming traffic, the opposite side, and seek help from the mirrors fixated at the turns. What do you do in such case? You seek help from mirrors which are fixated at the turns and they help you to drive safely. Collisions and mishaps are thus avoided. इससे क्या होता है? बुरी चीज़ें टक्कर वक्कर खाने से prevention होती है. Mirrors can be fun too. Catch the sunlight on a mirror. A big blob of light forms on the ground. Tilt the mirror. The spot goes speeding across the courtyard, goes up the barn, runs down the slope, and you can take that spot to different parts by reflecting the light differently. The slightest flick is enough to make the spot dance around madly. इसको हम किस में use करते हैं? Kaleidoscope. It is a long tube. Inside it there are 3 mirrors that are placed at 60 degrees angle. The bottom is sealed and broken glass pieces are placed on the base. On top is an eye hole. When you peep through the eye hole, you see what? You see patterns that greet you. Turn the instrument lightly. A new pattern appeared. Equally fantastic appears. Fantastic are the powers of mirrors. Fantastic are the services they render to a man. This is written by whom? R.K. Murthy. Now we have word meanings. First, reflection. An image that you see in a mirror. Discovered, searched out. Haunches मतलब buttocks. Primitive, man, early man. Fantasy मतलब imagination beyond the reality. Exclusive मतलब something you don't share with everybody. Eddies, spiral movements of water. जब water में से whirls बनते हैं क्या कहते हैं? Eddies. Spherical, round in shape. Caricature, a funny or comic picture of a person. Objective type questions. A. Take the correct answer. A mirror is more than a looking glass. It is other things as well. A lot of things are called what? A mirror. These you will do on your own. B. Complete the lines. The dash is another source of fun. What is it? The kaleidoscope. These you will do on your own. Subjective type questions. Answer the following question. What is a mirror? Any polished surface that reflects its own light is known as what? It is known as a mirror. Do these by yourself. अब है writing skills. Life is a mixture of joys and sorrows. Write a short story or narrate something of your own which proves the truth of the belief. Over here you have to write another story on your own or an original story जहाँ पे आपको feel हुआ होगा कि आप मन में अगर एक belief system रखते हो तो it works. Grammatical skills. Explain the proverbs. You have to explain the proverbs. Sweet are the uses of adversity. मतलब whenever you face a problem, there is always a very sweet, a very sour yet sweet advantage to it. These you will do on your own. Activity skills. Describe the 3 types of mirror with the help of objects. You have to describe 3 types of the mirror, that is plane mirror, convex and concave mirror with the help of objects. I hope you understood this chapter properly. Read it again and revise all the questions to understand it even better.